In this video I'm going to install this Wi-Fi extender socket. These are very useful for extending the Wi-Fi network in your premises. This model also has a USB charging port which can be used to charge IT equipment. These are a really good idea because they extend the Wi-Fi network and it still leaves both of the sockets usable, and also you can still charge up the IT equipment from the USB port in the middle there. This is a quality item and this should actually fit in any 25mm deep back box. When you're choosing a location for the socket, you need to put it in an area where you have a strong Wi-Fi signal. If you put it in a weak area, you're just going to extend the weak signal. So you need to put it in an area where you've got a strong signal, and then the socket will extend the strong signal. So if we click on Wi-Fi there, you can actually see that we've got 3 bars in this area, so this is an ideal location to install it. I'm now in the back bedroom, and as you can see we don't actually have any network coverage in this room at all. If we click on Wi-Fi there, we don't actually have a network. The only thing we can connect to is the printer in the room below. To start off with, I'm going to plug in this socket tester. That'll tell us that the socket is working fine before we begin. So that now proves that the socket is live. I'm now going to go and isolate the circuit. We're now at the consumer unit. We're going to find the correct circuit, which in this case is the upstairs sockets. I'm going to switch that off. I'm then going to use a lock-off device. And then I'm going to use a padlock and the key to lock off that MCB. Obviously when you do this you do need to keep the key on your person at all times. So now that's gone off, we can remove that and then we can proceed to remove the screws. Before we go touching any of the wires, we are going to confirm that they are dead using this GS38 approved voltage tester. This one actually comes with a self-test function. We can test that by pressing auto test. We then need to check that the leads are working by holding them together and pressing the Holmes button. So now we know that the tester is working. I can now take the tester, I can take the black probe, put that on the earth terminal. I can then probe the live and the neutral, and then I can probe between the live and the neutral. So we can be confident that that is definitely dead. We now just need to check that the tester is still working, so we're going to press the auto test. Then I'm going to touch the probes together and press the Holmes button again. So we are now safe to continue. On this particular socket it is very easy because we only have the one cable with the 3 wires. On some sockets you will have 2 sets of wires, and on some you may even have 3 sets of wires, which can make it more difficult. I'm now going to undo each of the terminals. This socket does seem to be very well designed, and you will notice that everything is colour coded. So the live is colour coded brown, we've then got the neutral or blue and the green and yellow at that side, and there are also 2 earthing terminals should you need them. I actually bought this from Screwfix and it was £32.99. You can get a cheaper one which does not have the USB function. You will notice in this house that we have the old wiring colours, so the red is now the brown or the live, and the black is the neutral or the blue, and the green and yellow is still the earth. So I'm going to start off with the earthing wire. I'm just going to pull that around, and then I'm going to put that into the earthing terminal and tighten that up. Now these terminals do need to be tight, but not so tight that you're actually going to sever the wire. Once that's in, just try giving it a pull and ensure that you can't pull it back out. Now I'm going to take the neutral, which is the black, and I'm going to shove that into the terminal that's marked with the blue marking. I'll then tighten that up. And then finally we have the red wire which goes into the brown terminal or the live terminal. So that's in there, we'll then tighten that. What we need to do now is grab the wires with your finger and thumb and try to physically pull them out of the socket. If you can pull them out, you've not terminated them correctly in the first place and you have to redo it. And this kit actually comes with new screws. And not only that, it actually comes with caps as well to cover the screw heads. We can now carefully push the socket back. When you do this, you need to ensure that none of the wires get trapped. And then we're going to insert the screws. So we just need to ensure that is level before we tighten the screws up fully. So we're just going to ensure that they are tight, but not so tight that we actually crack the socket. Now that we've completed the work, it is safe to switch it back on. So we can simply remove the padlock. We can then remove the lock-off device. And then we can switch the circuit back on. And you will notice that it's flashing blue, so obviously it is live. So we're just going to test that out again. And as you can see, that is working fine. So we can now take the plastic caps and we can push those over the screws. There are now 3 different ways to connect the socket up to the Wi-Fi network. I'm going to use the WPS method. So all I need to do is go to the router and press in the WPS button for 5 seconds. So you can see that that is flashing on the router. Now I just need to press in the WPS button on the socket. You will notice that it's now gone flashing orange. Once it's connected, it will go a solid blue like that. So that is an absolute piece of cake to install. Not only have you extended your Wi-Fi circuit, but you've also got a USB charger point as well. Now the extender socket has been installed, you can quite clearly see that it has extended the Wi-Fi, and you will also see that we do have a full signal now in this bedroom. I will put some links in the description to the setup page on the BG Electrical website. That may help some people out. I'll also link to the product on Screwfix. If you're going on holiday and you need to switch off the Wi-Fi socket, you can do it quite easily. Simply press the button 3 times. And that will switch the Wi-Fi off. To switch it back on again, simply press the button 3 times. I hope you found this video useful. If you have and you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel.